everyone, Dr. Alex here and wishing you a happy new year. In today's video, guys, what we're going to do is give you a couple of quick tools that you can use to help yourself if you have a headache, specifically a tension type headache. Tension type headaches are one of the most commonly missed self-diagnosed issues that we see in the office. Most people come in and tell me that they had a migraine. Now, tension type headaches are typically those that feel like a tight band around the head. They're usually low to moderate intensity, usually on both sides. Sometimes they feel like they can come from the neck or the shoulders up to the head. Usually no nausea, usually no vomiting, and usually of less severity than a migraine, which tend to be more pulsating, usually more on one side of the body, often intense, often with sensitivity to light or sound or nausea. Usually two very different experiences, and one of the things that differentiates them the most is often exercise makes migraines worse. Tension type headaches get better with exercise, i.e. they often get better with some stretching. And so whenever I have a tension type headache, coming most commonly from the trapezius muscle, or this muscle in the nape of the neck, or from the muscles on the back of the neck or your spine, we want to stretch those out, or if there are any tight spot or any trigger points that are referring up to the head, we want to deal with those. So these are the three exercises that I would do to deal with a tension type headache, and the importance of knowing the difference between migraine and tension type is that you might be empowered to help remedy them, give you some symptomatic relief until you can get in to see me or your chiropractor to deal with the underlying problem. So let's get into it. Okay everyone, so we've woken up with a headache, or we have a headache after a long and stressful day. The thing that I'm going to do is try to take as much tension out of the muscles from the skull or base of the skull down to the shoulder, starting first with the trapezius muscle. To stretch this muscle, my favorite things to do is a chair stretch. So you can do this sitting or standing. Chair is easy. You grab onto the chair, lean your body without leaning your neck, and then you lean the neck over and you feel a really deep stretch here. The really important thing, nice easy breaths into the belly. Now, I would stretch this for a little bit longer than I might normally otherwise. Because I have a headache, I might hang out in this position here for potentially a couple of minutes. I might also try moving my neck a little bit forward and backwards, seeing if I can get different bands of this trapezius muscle to stretch to give me some relief and to get some of the tension out. When we're going for symptomatic relief as opposed to just daily stretching, the holds of the stretch can be longer. You want to feel some symptomatic change. You want to feel, hopefully, the headache lessening. Now, let's say I've dug around in the shoulders, feels much better, I'm feeling a little bit less headachy. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to try to stretch the muscles on the back of the neck. I'm going to sit in a chair. I'm going to let the head hang forward like so. And then with my pinky fingers, I'm going to put them on the base of my skull, which I have here just underneath my toque. And I'm going to fold my head down, interlock my fingers, and almost push or distract the skull forward to try and stretch these muscles on the base of the neck, base of the skull and the base of the neck. It's really important here to keep your spine and your neck as soft as possible. This should never hurt or be acutely painful. And the arrow is meant to demonstrate that I'm not pulling down on the neck towards the floor. I'm actively trying to distract my skull away from my neck, almost pushing it a little bit forward. I've got my pinky fingers on the base of the skull, and I'm pushing gently on the skull towards the wall as opposed to the floor, trying to distract that head away from the neck, and especially stretching the muscles on the base of the skull. You can start to move your head a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left to get muscles on the side of the neck as opposed to just on the very back of the spine. You want to be taking nice, easy breaths. Again, keeping that tension below 6 out of 10, and make this a nice, gentle, comfortable stretch. The last thing that I would do is use my trusty foam roller, and I'm going to use this on the base of the skull. Now, there's going to be some diagnostic overlap here with the cervicogenic headache. For your purpose, it doesn't matter. We want to make sure these muscles on the base of the skull, we're going to use our foam roller to get them relaxed as much as possible. So I'll put up a video in a picture-in-picture, but basically what you're looking at here is that foam roller, when you're lying on the ground, sits here on the base of the skull or the occiput, so not at the base of the neck, base of the skull, and we're going to gently and slowly roll our head along the foam roller while we're on the ground. Much more slowly than I'm showing, a little bit more in the other video. And we're going to spend upwards of a few minutes on top of the foam roller, and if you notice that it's tight, it's sore, which it probably most likely will be, nice easy deep breaths, spend a few minutes on there, and after doing those 3 things, your headache should lessen. Now, as a caveat, headaches you always have to be careful of, especially if it's a new headache you've never had before, if it's a headache with other symptoms like numbness, tingling, vertigo, and it just keeps getting worse, obviously consult a physician or go to the ER. But for most headaches, the underlying problem, especially the cases that we see in our office, are related to the neck and the spine. Try these exercises for symptomatic relief. They should help, but you're probably going to want to get in and see a corrective chiropractor or a chiropractor in your neighborhood that is going to fix the underlying problem with the spine or the nervous system, whatever tissues might be contributing to your headache. The headache is ultimately just a symptom or a signal or a warning from your body that there is a problem. Please listen to it. Please heed it. There must be something going on with your health. Get it checked out. Otherwise, guys, I hope that was helpful. And of course, I will see you in our next video. Take care. Be safe.